It's the 1950s. Times are booming, and the small community of Chavez Ravine is thriving. And all of a sudden, you're being ripped from your home. Screaming ensues, and police come in and are tugging at your arms. Your home is no longer your home. This is the essence of gentrification. Gentrification is taking over low income areas more and more each day, and its effects are more negative than they are positive. So, first I will be talking about Chavez Ravine and its significance. Then I will tell you what gentrification is and its effects. And then I will explain the areas it has affected and what you can do to help stop it. So let me tell you about Chavez Ravine. So Chavez Ravine was a little community in the 1950s, and it was built just outside of downtown LA. Um, it was Hispanic dominated, and in the 1950s, the city proposed that everyone from Chavez Ravine move out in order for them to build these new complexes where you would have running water, you would have fresh water, you have electricity. And so they proposed this, so some people left the area thinking, when I come back to it, it'll be new complexes, I'll be able to live in them, and then some stayed just to see if the plan would go through. The plan fell short, and this plan never went through because, according to PBS.com, the new mayor vowed to stop the housing project and other examples of un-American spending. So the people of Chavez Ravine weren't American enough for the city to actually go through with the plans, and the plan fell short. Walter O'Malley, from the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers, he actually proposed to buy the property off of the city, and they obviously sold it to him, and now Chavez Ravine is the Dodger Stadium, so what we know is the Dodger Stadium, and the residents of Chavez Ravine were actually physically taken out of their homes. The police officers went in, grabbed them, and took them out of their homes. And here are some pictures of it happening. So, like, ladies are being dragged out of their homes off Chavez Ravine because they obviously didn't want to leave their little valley. And this is the very essence of what gentrification is to become. So let me tell you what gentrification is and what its effects are. So, according to dictionary.com, gentrification is the buying and renovation of houses in deteriorated urban neighborhoods by upper or middle class families or individuals, thus improving property values. I disagree with this completely. I don't believe that it is improving property values because these property values are actually raising the rents for a lot of people in those specific neighborhoods. So they're no longer able to afford houses that they've been living in for years, houses that they've grown up with, like memories they've created. You're no longer able to live in that house because some investor comes and wants to raise the rents, wants to start making coffee shops in there, other people start moving in, and you're no longer part of that neighborhood, and now you have to move and find somewhere else to live. WilsonBeacon.com also mentions that gentrification offers new possibilities such as property value increases, like the first, like PBS said, that gives families leverage in housing market and jobs created, reconstruction and renovation projects, and like new things would be brought to the area, new jobs, new opportunities, but these opportunities are brought to these areas for the people that are now moving in there. It's not for the people who actually live there. If you can't afford to live there, then what do you benefit from it? So gentrification not only affects the people who are living there, but also the people who have small businesses in the area. So the small businesses, all their rent goes up, property tax goes up, the taxes of the city go up. So people who come to America to build these small businesses, to make a living for their families, are being told that their small businesses are no longer important, and they're not as important as coffee shops that with overpriced coffee. So they have to physically move, and then they can't afford anything because their business is no longer, like, it's no longer running, so then they have to move out of the area, and all these new people move in with new businesses that are supposed to bring jobs. So now that I discussed gentrification, I will talk about the areas that it has affected and how we can help stop it. But first, these are some pictures of people protesting against gentrification. And this specific cartoon right here is sort of like an apartment building that's soon going to become a Rite Aid, a Gap, an H&M, different brand names that America talks about. So areas affected by gentrification. Echo Park is one of the first places gentrification actually hit. I'm actually from Echo Park, so I know firsthand like how the community changed, and other areas like Highland Park, downtown have followed this gentrification takeover. So for you, for those who know Highland Park, there was like a theater that like on Tuesdays or Wednesdays it would be like $2 or $3. It was a shitty neighborhood, but it was still like memories you made there, and now it's overpriced and it isn't even like the same as it used to be. And gentrification is actually happening right in front of our eyes. The NFL's plan to build the new Rams Stadium in Inglewood could bring gentrification to Inglewood, and yeah, it's cool. LA is gonna have a football team, like there's gonna be jobs for people, but it really isn't, because the people of Inglewood are gonna have higher rents now. They're gonna be forced to move out, and then where is everyone gonna go once everyone's kicked out of their neighborhoods? And according to a resident of Inglewood, he spoke to LA Times and said that it's happening in Silver Lake, downtown Echo Park, and it's happening rapidly in Highland Park. By no accident, those areas were low income and considerably Latino rather than Black. Now gentrification is threatening Black neighborhoods like Inglewood, and pretty soon no one's gonna have anywhere to go. So we can help stop gentrification by being informed about it, by talking to people in our community, informing them, letting them know what's happening, so before it even happens, we are able to stop it. We're able to talk to city officials. We're able to come together as a community and say like, no, we're not gonna move out because we can't afford it anymore because you decide to put something new in our area. So being aware of gentrification's negative effects will allow you to stand up against its injustices. First, I talked about Chavez Ravine. Then I talked about what gentrification is and its injustices. So I hope that you're informed and you let me inform you.